3 down, 20 to go. The Formula One season is kicking off with its first back-to-back race. It's goodbye Portugal, hello Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. The fourth stop on the calendar, 2 wins to Hamilton, 1 win to Verstappen. Can he make it a double victory here in 2021? This is, of course, his 100th Grand Prix start for Red Bull and where it all started for him, winning Grand Prix races back in 2016. 2 weeks' time, it's time for the glitz and glamour, the Monaco Grand Prix on the 23rd of May, followed then by Azerbaijan, Turkey now at round 7. At the end of June, we see the French Grand Prix before July sees Austria, the British Grand Prix, and then the tail end and early of August sees the Hungarian Grand Prix go into the summer break before Belgium, Netherlands and Italy form a triple header. Russia, Singapore as well, followed then by Japan and then stateside for the American Grand Prix, Mexico and Brazil. Then it's over to Australia on the 21st of November, Saudi Arabia on the 5th of December, and then on the 12th of December, it's all done. The last race of the year in Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way by just 8 points. 69 to him. Verstappen is on 61. Lando Norris holding off third on 37, Valtteri Bottas 32, Charles Leclerc 28, Sergio Perez is on 22. Then we get Daniel Ricciardo on 16, Carlos Sainz 14, Esteban Ocon on 8 and Pierre Gasly on 7. On the second page, we see Lance Stroll on 5 points, the same now as Fernando Alonso. Yuki Tsunoda has 13th place with 2. No points on the board for Kimi Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, Sebastian Vettel, George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin or Nicholas Latifi. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes dominating the way, 101 points to them. Red Bull have only 83 points. McLaren on 53. They're ahead of Ferrari on 42. Then we get Alpine on 13. AlphaTauri have 9. Aston Martin 5. No points for Alfa Romeo, Williams or Haas. Time for the first hour of practice here in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. Its first practice. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya in Spain, 3 sectors long, 2.892 kilometers, 16 turns and 2 DRS zones. Elevation change is minimal and it's a demanding circuit. Attack the last corner like you absolutely mean it. Open up the DRS at the exit and start the lap. Try and keep the car stable down as you approach at 8th gear, 325 kilometers an hour. Hit the brakes down to 5th gear, 200 kilometers an hour into turn 1 and 2, the Elf corners. Rise up throughout turn 3, which is the Renault corner. 7th gear, 285 kilometers an hour maximum speed before you hit the brakes down 5th gear, 180 kilometers an hour to turn 4 at Repsol. Use the half banking as you approach downhill to the Seat corner at turn 5. Down 6th gear at the exit as well. Move up faster, faster, faster. Pull through the gears. You're attacking 8 and 7 and 8 and 5th gear, 230 as well as you rise up the hill towards turn 9 at Campos. Flat out throughout it. Now you approach the second DRS zone. 8th gear, 315 kilometers an hour maximum speed before you approach the new section. Back onto the old turn 10 layout. It's a long loop sweeping back up towards turn 11 and 12. Fantastic overtaking spot now opened up on the track. Now control the wheel spin at the exit. You're still coming into the nasty New Holland chicane. 13 now into 14 and 15. 3rd gear down to 2nd, 105 kilometers an hour. That's about 80 miles an hour. Accelerate round the last corner as well at New Holland and you're across the line. That is a lap of the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya here in Spain. Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box. We look a bit out of position today so far, but welcome to first practice for the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix. We're almost all set to go. And in around about 4.5 minutes time, the green light will go on and the session will be underway. At the moment, I am trying to get access to my folders, which seem to have disappeared. Isn't it always the way when you want to find something, you never can? And welcome along to the 2021 race for the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we should be hearing in our ears that music, which wasn't in my ear, but now is. We are 4 minutes and 10 seconds away from the green light for the first practice session for the 2021 Spanish Grand Prix around the 2.904 mile Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia here in Spain. 2 DRS zones, one on the run down to the newly modified turn 10 and one down the start-finish straight, which is the longest run to turn 1 on the season. And we've seen some start line crashes there, but back in 2017, Vettel versus Hamilton coming out of the pit lane. Vettel getting made contact at the side as well, with Hamilton going round the outside. Carlos Sainz down as well with Alexander Albon back then, thank you very much, with round the outside last season at turn 4. And how about turn 8 back in 2012? Vettel throwing up the inside and getting ahead of Rosberg. Your 3 tyre compounds to keep an eye on this weekend are still the soft red, medium, yellow and white hard. However, the hard tyre is the C1, the medium the C2, and the soft is the C3 tyre compound. Alongside me in the commentary box is Ian Birch as well. We just got there on here in the nick of time as well. Beautiful blue skies ahead of us for the Spanish Grand Prix. And we're all set for what's going to be a very interesting one. But look at what has happened at Sky Sports F1's commentary box. They've completely redecorated, and I wish we had that type of decoration. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Hello, Dad.
All you need is...
It looks like a green screen effect, doesn't it, almost?
I don't think so. I just think it's wallboards.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Nice, actually. It's nice that they finally put some effort into the commentary box, because of course you're not allowed.
It's Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel's commentating with Karuna and Jensen on Sky, but...
So she's redesigned it. Actually,
Yeah.
It looks a bit like it's a flag type thing, like we've
Yeah,
got.
like we've got behind us. Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah, ours is fine.
Yeah, ours is nice. We've got a Silverstone one that's just over there. That
Because
I'll
of the
have up another
situation
one.
that you and Ed are doing something tomorrow at this, on
Formula E's main
Formula-
race, yeah.
on qualifying 3, me and Megan will hopefully have a Silverstone flag behind us
Yes.
somewhere else.
Yep, you'll be in commentary box 2. I'll be in commentary box 1, this one, doing the main race. And this is a look at
Let's
the new
hope you
change.
don't get locked in like the last time you was in Barcelona.
Yeah, I'll bring that up in a second. It was a very odd one, wasn't it, getting locked into the commentary box at Barcelona back in 2019's pre-season testing. But the track has changed, especially turn 10. It's gone back to its old configuration of a long sweeping loop around the outside. It's now a long left-hander compared to the little chicane we had. And no one ever really liked the chicane. So it's nice that we've created a nice flowing old-style run.
Crofty ran round this track last night for the World Run Day. They can't do it Sunday, so they did it last night.
Makes sense.
29 minutes, 32 seconds. Crofty did it in.
That's not bad at all,
I've
actually, for
noticed.
Crofty.
I've noticed Crofty's lost a bit of weight, because I think he's been training up for this.
Wouldn't surprise me. Crofty's very much fitness at the moment as well. We've seen that in the past couple of years as I open up all the live timing monitors on our computers.
Whereas I'm the opposite, and I've just been poisoned by your mother.
Why? What happened now?
Oh, she just gave me my tablets
Yeah.
before I came in here, which is not like normal, and my aspirin, which is supposed to dissolve in water, and my other tablet,
Didn't dissolve?
no, she mixed them up, and she
Ooh.
had hold of the other tablet, and as soon as it hit my mouth, I felt it dissolving, so I
one.
knew what she'd done, and she just looked at me and went, "Oh,
Wrong ones already, but at
down
least...
down I am." She just said, "Take more water."
Yeah.
Yeah.
More water
Oh,
will
by
do
the
it.
way, you've got water and blackcurrant instead of apple juice.
Oh, that's a
Because
shame.
I've got this nice little letter from Sandringham saying that we haven't paid the bill.
So we're almost ready to go. The green light is about to come on.
Signed, Sophie, Duchess of Wessex.
And the green light is on. And there you go. And first practice is underway for the Spanish Grand Prix in 2021. Lando Norris, the first car's going to head out there. Sergio Perez gets the honour of going out on track first, followed by Ricciardo, Kubica, Bottas, Tsunoda, Norris and Schumacher.
I have paid the bill, by the way.
Oh, good. A reminder that in this session, sitting in at Alfa Romeo, we will see Robert Kubica. He'll be running the 88. And Roy Nazani will be in at Williams. He'll be in the 45 at the moment. And Roy Nazani replacing George Russell, with Robert Kubica is replacing Kimi Raikkonen in this morning's opening session.
And good news, right? Not only we have MotoGP asked for Turn 10 to be redesigned because it was too sharp for the motorcycles, right? So what we've got now is a smoother Turn 10.
Yeah.
And a gravel track on the right-hand side for in case they take it too fast.
No track limits, hopefully, that
Which
weekend.
will let's see which one of them doesn't get it right.
Track limits will be monitored at turns 1 and 2 in the runoffs.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, track limits will be monitored turn 1 and 2 at the runoffs, as well as turns 13 to 15, which is classified as the old circuit at the moment because they've changed the entrance to the last chicane. So any driver going off the track there will lose their lap time. So they're all going to have to be very careful this weekend in order not to get that.
And also, the really great news is that Juan Manuel Carrera is back in the paddock. He's just taken part in his first race since the accident where Hubert died.
The Grand Prix back in Belgium.
He nearly lost his leg in the accident.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of physiotherapy, a lot of rebuilding over the last year especially. And we're just so happy that he is back in the paddock and able to race, regain his career. He's dropped down from F2 to F3.
That's understandable, just while he gets his back up together.
That is still a fantastic thing.
Yeah. And honestly, I think we're going to have to watch Juan Manuel Carrera a lot this year as well in the Formula 3 Championship. That gets
there's a load of newbies in F3 this year, some famous names. Fittipaldi.
Yeah, the brother of Pietro.
Yeah, and I don't think he's any relation, but one of the Ferrari Academy's drivers is called Leclerc.
Yeah, Arthur Leclerc. It's his brother.
Is it his brother?
It's his brother, Arthur
his
Leclerc.
Brother?
Yeah.
You'd think that family's lost one person already.
Don't put another in it, yeah.
Yeah, and they hold their breath every time that the second one goes in.
And Hamilton's complaining already on his first outlap that the car's pulling to the right. And you can see it as well. It was sort of drifting down the start-finish straight. He's having to correct the car ever so slightly as you come into turn 1, the braking zone. So not looking good there for Lewis Hamilton at the current moment.
I think Vesti's going to be the one to look at, the one to watch.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
We've got a yellow on the track.
It begins with a C, but I liked him. He's first...
and it's Mazepin.
Mazepin does it again.
And this will be a red flag because it looks like he's beached the front nose cone into the gravel. And, well, he's got a total of half a lap before going off the track. And that's an unusual part. It looks like he's jumped over the curb at turn 8. Actually, it looks like he's come into turn 7, lost it, and just skidded across the track. We've seen that happen before. He's now reversing back onto the outskirts of the track. And Mazepin can get going. And he's got to get into stall, got to get into right gear, and away we go. So Mazepin now bringing all the gravel back onto the track, but at least he gets it going again, and we don't need a stoppage 4 minutes into the session.
Beth has suggested that her predictions over the last few weeks have been completely wrong.
Oh, really?
And so she's predicting that Danny Rick will qualify behind Haas, be the first retirement of the race, and or finish dead last.
Oh, my word. You're going a bit negative there, aren't you?
No, it's
because
she's
all the predictions
psychology.
Yeah.
She's making the prediction that she thinks will be a complete opposite.
Romain Grosjean did that in pre-season testing back in 2019. I was standing there when he did it as well. And it's easy to do. You just hug the inside curve a bit too much, get the power at the exit, and then it just snaps on you. And that's exactly what's happened to Mazepin. He was looking not to hit the wall, but... he's managed 4 minutes before going off the track.
People are saying that because he did all that pre-race before he took up a Haas, right? He did all that racing beforehand in a privately hired Mercedes.
By that man there.
Yeah.
Papa Mazepin.
Yeah.
Forgot his first name.
That it's because he keeps thinking he's in a Mercedes.
Yeah.
and that he's braking at the wrong times. Now, that does happen. We had that in we've got we have a situation a few years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago,
Yes.
where we didn't have a goalkeeping coach at our local team. So one of the other local teams, the one on the other side of the river, right, who were in the Premiership at that time, Hull City.
Yep.
We used to send our goalkeepers across there.
To help out? Yeah.
No, so that their goalkeeping coach could do both. So they used to spend 2 or 3 days a week training at the Hull training ground, and because it's only across the bridge.
Dan Snyder saying it was a practice crash, and Beth going in was saying lols to Dan.
But this is my point,
Yeah.
right? That our goalkeepers came back. They were in the Premiership,
Yeah.
so they're practicing against Premiership strikers who were more accurate, faster.
Yeah.
Right? And then when our goalkeepers came, after about 6 weeks, we abandoned it because it was affecting our goalkeepers. Because our goalkeeping's all about judging
Yeah.
the distance and where the ball will be when it gets to you. And you've got to do that instantly.
And it's a lot faster in Premiership
It's
football.
a lot faster in the Premiership. So when it came back down to our level,
It was missing it.
they were missing it.
Yeah.
And so they abandoned that.
It seems
and
right,
that's
yeah.
what's happening with Mazepan. Because he has got
Yeah.
used to a faster, I think, was it the 10 that he
Yeah,
used to,
W10, yeah,
W10
yeah,
that
yeah.
he he's got used to the faster, quicker braking Mercedes, and so that's what everybody's saying. Well, I can't disagree with them. You know, it is possible because I've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, Portugal and Spain, they've got different
on the Red Bull, yeah.
cooling ducts on the brake
yeah.
ducts on the
Red Bulls.
Red Bulls.
So it was
Constantly. There's a thing.
it's a lot smaller here as in Barcelona because it's more of a heavy braking track. I thought they'd be bigger, to be fair, but it goes up. Yeah, Dan Snyder and Beth having fun in the group chat as well.
Why not?
Yeah, well, exactly. Why not? Also, going into that one with Nikita Mazepin, just touch back on that. He said Mazepin as well.
We
he has-
like fun. That's why we go off topic
Yeah.
sometimes.
Well, it's a practice. I'm worried about tomorrow though because as I said to Megan in the pre-show yesterday, tomorrow Hamilton can get 100 pole positions, and I'm not in the commentary box for qualifying 3.
I just
Yeah, that's gonna be. If Megan calls that, I'm gonna be a bit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that could be interesting.
as long as we can keep her off the booze.
Synthil says hello, and cold
Joking.
tyres. I just put the power down too early. Unnecessary mistake by Mazepin. Anyways, yep, I completely agree with you. Verstappen's fastest sector 2, Hamilton fastest sector 1. Just to go back to Mazepin, he has raced here, of course, in the past. He won his first ever race here back in the GP3 category in 2018, and it was his debut race in the series. He's won 4 Formula 2 races here, and he's only scored once with a 6th place finish in the 2020 sprint race last year, but he has won 4 races here. 5,
Verstappen
technically.
purple in the last 2 sectors. Lewis is faster in the first sector. He's purple there.
2 tenths down, sector 2.
I feel the strength of Lewis
Oh,
is his adaptability.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Max has as much, and Bottas doesn't have hardly at
what's
all.
that in the distance? Someone's locked up down the hill to turn 1.
Yeah, we got that. We got that in PF3 as well.
Yeah.
And it was either lockups or people going just a little bit wide, and there's a bit of dust on the edging of the track there.
Yeah.
Because they've just resurfaced all the gravel. Well, nice new gravel, because someone keeps nicking it, Joshua.
Oh, I wonder if I can get that down here for a second. As Mazepin replay, is that another spin? That's it. That's the same
That's the
spin he
same
had
spin.
earlier. Yeah.
The gravel at this track is actually bigger than normal.
Leclerc on the radio. And Mazepin has blocked Leclerc. Leclerc was on a fast run, and Leclerc's just gone on the radio saying Mazepin will never change. Well, Mazepin actually does have 1 penalty point on his Formula 1 license now.
He should have more.
Yeah, he should,
But
because
everybody's doing what we're trying
Yeah.
to do, which is giving the lad a chance to change. But
he's
he's
clearly
obviously
not. Yeah.
not.
And he does have 1 penalty point on his license because it was when last time out at Portugal, he shut the door on the inside of Perez, who at the time was leading the race. Mazepin was told to get out of the way. He didn't. And he shut the door on Perez. And for that, dangerous driving and giving a 1 penalty point on his license.
Synthil asked about turn 10 again. Yeah, we in MotoGP, it was causing you have to pull the bike to the left and lean, and then you've got to lift the bike. MotoGP bikes are really stiff and really heavy, and so it takes a lot. And that corner was a particularly dangerous corner. MotoGP asked for it to be changed so that it's not as steep. You can take it faster without leaning as much, because you're onto turn 11 really, really fast. And what it's meant with the Formula One cars is that the runoff is gravel, so it's caused Alonso's gone top.
And his home race, Alonso does a 1:19.950 across the line.
It's early yet. Anyway, it shouldn't be a problem for drivers of this standard, but the lads that have been driving and testing here for years and years are so used to the old corner that they'll come up against that and they'll hesitate. And when you go to hesitation with an F1 driver, right, it brings another dimension into it, and they just don't figure out what to do as fast, and so they approach turns 11 and 12 at the wrong angle. So we're just hoping that it just mucks things up a bit, it just gives us a bit of hesitation causes overtakes, so you never know.
Hamilton crosses the line, does a 1:19.675 across the line. Graphics come up eventually. But just talking about the only two drivers on the track in the current Formula who have raced on the old configuration of this track, which included the old Turn 10, is Fernando Alonso and Kimi Raikkonen. Everybody else has never raced on the old run of Turn 10. But just also talking back as well.
Actually, they're saying about Mazepin not making any friends. It's because everybody was absolutely what he did in the back of that car was absolutely disgusting. And we don't know the true things, but a lot of people believe the girls' version, which we do. And then his dad buys him some new friends. Dan says, "Well, That's true, because when you're a rich person,
like the president of Russia, perhaps,
people are attracted to you because of what you can give them, and it's the situation at Haas is that Gene is absolutely fed up with Formula One. He decided to do another year only because of the fact that Mazepin's dad put a lot of money in through
Ukulele.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
Oh, we used to say ukulele last week, didn't we?
It was ukulele. That's what,
and it's that money matters in Formula One, and money matters to people. When have you ever seen a sportsman who is ugly without a pretty wife? Because they're attracted to them because of their fame. They're attracted because of their money, right? And it's the same all over the world. People shouldn't be like that, but they are. I have brought this lot up to be like that.
Yeah. I've just going back to Turn 10 quickly on that conversation. You said about the MotoGP wanting to change it, and I remember a horrific crash there. I think it was 2 years ago, where Lorenzo on the Ducati at the time, maybe it was 2018, thinking about it, he locked up and smashed into the back of Dovizioso, Rossi, I think it was Vinales as well, and it was a horrible accident, and Rossi nearly broke his ankle. Lorenzo did have injuries as well.
Rossi's riding nowadays like he has got a broken ankle.
Yeah, he's all the time. He's further back as well.
He hasn't really got used to that new bike.
The Petronas, I thought he would do, but he hasn't got that quickly either.
It's more to what he wants to do with the VR46 that better.
Just having a quick look, actually.
Reason he's there.
Just having a quick look back at last year's race, because I wanted to get that right with what I was about to say, because with Hamilton top at the moment on a 1:19.675, I was wondering if we are... Oh, here it is. If we're quicker than last year's pole time. So I'm just having a quick look. Qualifying time was a 1:15.584 from Hamilton. And he was on pole position, so we're just...
Yeah, Sinful says we should forget the thing about the girl now. Well, because but it does show his character, and we know he's only a young lad, and he's a rich lad, and so he's spoilt, and things like that. And we have always said we'll give him a second chance. But we're talking about really, he's driving now. He's arrogance on that thing. He got his point on his license for blocking one of the leaders, and he's just done the same to Charles, right? I know it's only practice one, but you know, somebody's going to come round. There were some circuits,
Monaco,
that the corners are really blind. And someone's going to come round and go right into the back of him.
Yeah.
And our old friend is commentating on F3.
Alex Jakes.
No.
Billy Mungo?
Billy.
Billy Mungo, yeah.
And
yeah.
you know,
Billy,
Billy is a prime example of why that is so dangerous.
Donington, yeah.
At Donington, Billy came
I still remember that crash.
from behind another car, and all of a sudden there was a stopped car in front of him, and he lost both his legs.
Horrific accident. That
Oh,
one, yeah. I remember watching
Billy has done fantastic. We've just had like Red Nose Days here, and Billy did a week of. They learned how to adapt a bike so they could ride a bike, because he's never ridden a bike for ages, and he kayaked and things like that. He did a whole week of doing these things, right? Billy is the most amazing, and so is sister Molly. Bonnie. I always call her Molly. It's probably why she hits me.
Yeah, Bonnie sat with Billy when...
amazing girl, Bonnie.
Yeah, when he was having the accident and bringing him out as well.
Yeah, and afterwards, when everybody was walking around the tracks on to raise money for him,
wasn't it? Yeah.
She was there with him, and he had his adapted golf cart.
The Billy Whiz, he calls it.
The Billy Whiz.
Yeah. I think that's still actually in operation somewhere.
The Munger family are absolutely brilliant people. Really, absolutely brilliant people.
There's a great documentary, isn't there?
The two kids are to be proud of. You know, they really are. They're really great children.
There's a great documentary on his YouTube channel, and it's on the thing still on the BBC iPlayer, Driven, the Billy Munger story. watch it. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's the same with Lewis, with his brother. I mean, his brother's got cerebral palsy. And he's a racing driver too.
He's racing this weekend. Nick is racing in the British Touring Car Championship.
Seb was asked a few years ago, who do you admire in motor racing? And he quickly answered that it was Lewis's brother.
Yeah.
Nick.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. He just said Nick Hamilton, because the things Nick has to go, the pain. I know about the pain. Pain. I haven't got cerebral palsy, but I've got other things wrong with me. And I am okay at the moment. Today, I've just had my tablets and things like that. If any of you were concerned at the fact that my children had to lift me out of the chair.
Oh, in Portugal.
In Portugal, that's normal for me. Sometimes I'm fine, and then other times I just can't do it.
Yeah, Megan was supposed to relieve you for the last 6 laps in the commentary.
She came in and went out again.
She never got the second text that was sent to say, could you take over from Dad for the end of the race? So that was... Well, Megan, as you know, will be commentating tomorrow on practice 3 with me, and will also be commentating on the final part of qualifying in Q3.
The school gave her a COVID test this morning.
Oh, right, she's got them.
Because they've been a week and a half without COVID tests. British government, not very good.
Yeah, I hope she's negative then.
Well, she will be.
Yeah.
I can't see her not being.
Oh, well, you can bring it in. You'll be obscured by the timing monitor anyway if you stay to an exit. So we've got the
Thank you,
Davey,
just giving me the key.
Delivered in. You're going to wave? There you go.
Oh, a little wave from Davey.
So, yeah, the key's been brought in as well, because out, and the commentary box is separate from the main building of the house. That's why we can do all the shouting and everything we need to do in the commentary. Oh, look, he's opened that door.
Well, actually, it's connected to the house. It's the
by the carport, it's connected.
Yeah.
All right, but physically the bricks are different.
Just because you won't let us use this door.
Oh, the big one here.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the flag's going to go, the Silverstone flag on Sunday.
And all this lot has to be taken in and taken out.
Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. Honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monitors. And
you leave the table.
Yeah, the table can be left in.
And you leave the
Oh, my word. I've just realised that my MacBook is not actually plugged in, and that's really bad for mine. Considering the power.
Its last legs.
Yeah, the MacBook needs to be battery.
You keep stealing Megan's.
Yeah, well, it'll be there tomorrow. But yes.
So we're on adverts, and that's okay because
many cars on
we've only
track.
got 2 cars on the track. Is it?
I think that's Frozen. I'm going to reset it to see because
It doesn't look like Frozen. Where's Elsa?
Let's have a look at it better now on the track.
Never seen the film because I haven't got young kids. I've got a young niece and nephew, but great niece and nephews.
You've seen Frozen? Oh no. Me, Kellyanne, David watched Frozen one Christmas, but I think you were ill in bed. I think it was that. Yeah, I think it was that 2013 Christmas.
Yeah, well,
We had really bizarre Christmas. 2010. 2010 was it? It snowed. No, 2009. I can't remember. No, when was the royal wedding?
Royal Wedding. Which one?
Wills and Kate. That was 2011.
Wills and
Yeah.
Kate. They've just had the 10th anniversary.
I'd say so. 2011 then. So Christmas 2010, you weren't well.
I worked on the day. I worked, and then came home to
You
watch
did,
the
yeah,
wedding.
yeah. I remember it was a weird day as well. It was a Friday, wasn't it? And yeah.
Was it?
Sinful saying, "Oh, you guys got ads." Yes, we've got adverts on Sky Sports F1, so that's why we have to commentate. We usually have the pit lane channel.
Yeah, but we haven't got it to the
No
moment.
pit lane channel.
At the
'cause it's not
moment,
working.
we were watching that girl James. What's it called? Lily James. Lily James in a nice yellow dress, advertising something.
I suppose actually we could try and get it on, but we need, ideally, we need another
Sky
iPad.
Mobile.
Yeah.
That's what they're advertising.
I would
It looked like
yeah.
a Sky advert.
I would love nothing more than for a second iPad in this commentary box that I could put the pit lane channel on permanently.
You
We've got in
want
front of us.
everything.
Well, another iPad located here for the timings I have, and then another iPad somewhere around displaying the pit lane channel would be fantastic. So we're watching along the 2 McLarens out there at the moment, Danny Ricciardo and Lando Norris. Norris just coming into the last corner now on the monitor that we're watching.
He's put the on the other monitor. He's put the pit lane channel.
Yeah, so we've got the pit lane. Norris goes to P5 then, a 120.741.
So it is his fault,
Yeah.
Max or Lewis this weekend. Right, I've got a feeling that Max, this circuit will suit Max better.
Won his first ever race here, 100 races ago.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And I've got a feeling that it could be Max's weekend. But I'm just like Nico. You cannot ever
Yeah.
get away from the fact that Lewis is probably the greatest of all time. And that, those sort of people win when they're least expected to. And, they find that the more, when you win and you're way out in front like Lewis did a couple of times last year,
Yeah.
he wins and he's not as happy. But when he shouldn't have won,
He's
or like
re-
the
yeah.
other week when he came second
He's
when he was
surpri-
nearly
yeah,
out,
He's surprised about
right?
it, yeah, and he's
It's
happy,
much
but,
more
yeah.
enjoyable for him. And so
Lewis is a racer.
I'm going to pick
yeah.
Max this week as the winner, but never ever rule out Lewis. And I want it to be Lewis because I'm we've got some new Brits in F3, and there's some lads coming up from the academies have gone into that for us Brits. F3 it's like 70% of them are new this year.
For F3 is always that case because they graduate, don't they? Up
They
to
graduate
F2,
from
yeah.
F4 Europe and F4 everywhere else.
I'm just trying to find if I had the F3 list here, but unfortunately I don't in front of me. I've only got last year's race classifications, which is really annoying.
Is Beth still on about this? This track certainly won't suit Danny Rick. You mean he will suit Danny Rick?
Well, if I can give you some information about Danny Ricciardo has not scored at the Spanish Grand Prix since 2018. Though he does have a 100% finish rate at this track, his 5th place with Red Bull is his most recent point-scoring outing.
The interesting thing that the 2 McLaren drivers have said this week is that they are not. We knew they'd get on because they're basically the same type of person. They're very. When they get in the cars, they're very determined, very professional. But outside the cars, they release the tension, and that works through the whole team and helps the team, But then they both give good feedback. But the interesting thing was that they have decided that they both have something to offer each other, and that is absolutely true. The fact that Danny's got all this experience of 5 different Formula One teams,
Yeah.
right? And Lando has got 3 years' experience in these cars at McLaren.
With the same team.
And, one's helping with strategy and positioning and things like that because of his 5 years' experience. And Lando's helping because he's telling him, yeah, well, that might happen in that car, but in this car, we have to do this to do. And they're developing into a nice little team there.
They're looking...
I always thought they would do.
Yeah. McLaren are looking a bit like their old school again, which is great.
As long as Lando does not ever stay at Pinks's house. Because we know Lando likes to cut his hair off occasionally.
Wilf and Willow will be there with the...
Wilf and Willow will wait till he's asleep, and then he'll look like he's in the army.
Yeah, like he did when he was bald, though, Norris, last year.
Yeah, when he cut his hair off with his shaving thing.
Pinkham not at this race, though. She'll be back from Monaco in 2 weeks. The reason why it's mainly the same lot we've had last weekend on Sky is because of the COVID restrictions from crossing over from Portugal to Spain. Ted Kravitz isn't with Sky F1 this weekend either because he'll be back in Monaco, but he's taking one race off.
Why did she like W's for children?
Wilf and Willow. I don't know. Suppose it matches. Well, Billy and Bonnie.
Billy
for
and
the
Bonnie.
Mongrels,
William. Billy's real name is William.
Yes, good point. But they call him Billy, don't they?
Billy.
Well, Bonnie would be Yvonne.
Yvonne, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Let's have a look at the moment.
That's because we have a Bonnie in our family, and she's called Yvonne. She may be listening. Hi.
She might be. Hello.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Synthol says, but yeah, Max can again write history. First Dutch F1 driver to lead a championship. That is coming up this weekend. If he can get ahead, he's 8 points the gap. Hamilton on 69 with Verstappen on 61.
Beth wants to know about the answers Max and Lewis gave during the press conference. What do we think about the tight racing? I know Lewis loves it. And I'm sure Max enjoys it as well, but I never actually saw that bit.
I never saw that bit of the press conference either. I'm trying now to look for the transcripts.
We had a problem with the press conference.
Yeah, we only saw half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sky didn't actually put it on in time. So I'm trying to find... They haven't actually released the transcript either on the FIA website, which is annoying.
Basically, it's got to be enjoyable for both of them. You know, it gives... There is not as much, like we've just been saying, and not as much. When you're Manchester City and you're playing in the cup against a lower league side, right? It's a bit of a stroll, right? As the
Lance?
No, you think of some of the Manchester City results: 9-0, 8-1.
They've been quite.
You know, against sides just in the championship.
Did they beat Juventus the other day?
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah, 2-1, wasn't it? Or
1-0. We've got an all-British final.
Yes.
For the Champions League.
Didn't that nearly happen last year, didn't it?
The rest of your mum's family are all Chelsea supporters.
Some are Liverpool.
Yeah, I know. There is a couple, Joe, who is Liverpool. But quite a lot of them have been Chelsea supporters all their lives.
Yeah.
And it's great that they've got in the final. Their new manager is really similar to Pep in the way he can motivate people and tactics.
Let's just hope they don't boycott the final, like we saw with Liverpool and Manchester United the other night.
Anybody who thinks that in football you're allowed to do whatever you like and that's when you skill, right? We've had a few over the years. Trundle was one of them, but that go against the manager. But if you go against the manager, you have to be absolutely fantastic because otherwise you're not in next week.
Yeah.
You know, next game. And what you see is what you get. And that's why when you change managers in the Premiership, it often improves or doesn't in Sam Allardyce's case a few times.
Well, did he actually ever manage an England team in a game? I can't remember. I think he had one game. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, we won't talk about that because
that's not time, by the way.
Because his former friend, who was a friend of mine, I broke his foot actually.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well,
hang on. Sorry, just realised. Yeah.
Well, it was mending nicely, and I stood on it.
By the way,
he's still.
I've just remembered. If you're a fan of Ben Edwards, he is.
But he was the one who leaked everything.
Not Ben Edwards.
Well, no, we're not allowed to say the name of the player that leaked
Alright.
everything that caused him to
Yeah.
lose his England job after one game.
All right. But if you are a fan of
But it's well known in the paper that was said in the paper.
If you are a fan of Ben Edwards as the Channel 4 F1 commentator, then this weekend Jack Nicholls is away in Monaco for the Formula E race. So Ben Edwards has stepped into the BBC Radio 5 live commentary box this weekend.
I knew he couldn't keep away.
Yeah, 4 races in and he's back.
He just wanted more time at home.
Yeah,
you
so-
know, he's getting
yeah.
older, right? He's 10 years younger than me, but he
And,
says he's
yeah.
getting older.
Yeah. And if you want to listen to Ben, it is on the It's on the F1 timing app as
How
well.
old is he?
Ben's late 50s.
Oh, so he's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Schumacher out there at the moment. Vettel has just gone top in the Aston Martin, I think, for the first time this year. 1:19.234. Still early times, though, I said at the moment, as Schumacher goes
you-
around the new turn 10.
Have you seen how, you know, even after all these years and the fact that I haven't been able to go out for years,
You're still tanned?
my right arm, because it hangs out the window in the summer,
Yeah.
which always tanned more than the left arm.
Well, it's a right-hand side
Yeah.
car, so I thought it would do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Your
still
mum's got an
tanned, yeah.
American car, but it is right-hand drive.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Schumacher goes
And my
17th.
American car was right-hand drive as well.
Yes. Well, the UK Chevrolet, aren't they?
But yeah, it's a case that if you're a driver, a professional driver, and you need to either drive this where your hands are all the time, but they're covered up all the time, so that doesn't make this. That's
It's more like
wrong.
tinfoil, isn't it?
But if you have a right-hand drive car, buy yourself a left-hand drive car, then you get both hands tanned. Both arms look the same.
Right hand and left hand
Or
side
you
car,
could
then.
do what your mother does and use that what, Nivea stuff
Nivea, yeah.
that just makes sure it's an even tan.
Just noticed that our timing graphics
Just
went
a,
off.
just a
Yeah.
cream with stuff in it that makes her arm, the
We've
other
got-
arm, as good as this one.
We've got our chat back. Synthel saying that he could make that Verstappen is going to make history here. It's his 100th race for Red Bull Racing. It is indeed. Beth saying, "What do you think of the answers Max and Dave gave at the press conference?" She then replied saying, "They said they enjoy racing each other and respect each other." And the paraphrasing there. Synthel then came in and says, "I mean, it's inevitable. Max and Lewis will have a crash together this year."
I do
And-
know that
yeah.
Nico said that about
It happened here.
About
didn't it?
Max.
Yeah, yeah,
Max is finding out what it's like to race against Lewis,
yeah.
truthfully.
Yes.
right? Which is just Nico staring at it a bit.
Yeah.
And Max's reply was, "I don't need Nico to tell me."
Yeah, Max knows exactly what Lewis is like, as Lewis goes top of the board now on a 1:18.808, so we're getting close to the time we saw last year in qualifying.
Alonso Afferren.
Yeah,
Alonso, I think.
Alonso, that's from Noad, saying Alonso, I presume that's second or happy or fan
Top
as well.
or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Well, we would have Google Translate
would
operational,
love-
but Megan's not with us.
We would love the Spanish Grand Prix for Fernando Alonso to get a podium this weekend.
Completely.
There was the improvements at Alpine.
Yeah,
Amazing. They shocked everybody. You know,
double points
if
finish.
only Aston
yeah.
Martin could get their act together and do this.
Alonso is running at the moment down in 12th in the championship, and he is running on 5 points. And I lost a piece of the front wing at the apex of turn 7.
That's
Yeah, running
Seb
over the
Vettel.
curb. So Vettel's having something wrong over the curb, and it looks like he's actually lost a bit of the wing fairing on the top of the Aston.
How does he do that?
I don't know. That must have not been
Must have been not
tightening
tightened
up.
properly.
Yeah,
and
and it's just
vibration
gone,
is
yeah.
less. Anyway,
very odd.
the Aston is still they've dropped the complaint, but they're still complaining in the paddock about how unfair this season is because it affects some cars more than others.
Tell you what, though, they're second and third at the moment. I know it's first practice, but this is decent performance on the Astons.
Because I was thinking they're just blustering,
Yeah.
right? Because they employ a lot of good people. Oh, that brings us on to the Red Bull
Nice,
engine
yeah.
people.
Was it 5 key Mercedes
Well,
power
6 if
units?
you count
6,
the
yeah.
guy that took them all there.
Yeah, so 6 key Mercedes power unit developers
From Ensel.
from Enstone
Enstone.
has been taken over to Milton Keynes for Red Bull. That is a big, big blow.
And the reason they've gone for Mercedes ones is not only because Mercedes have obviously got the best engine over the last few years. It's because Ensel is literally 12 miles from Milton Keynes from
So
the
it's
Red
easy,
Bull
yeah,
base.
easy.
So the Mercedes engine plant is It's very close
to the Red Bull,
the Red Bull's outfit in Milton Keynes.
And the great news
so
is,
none of them will have to move house. None of the kids
no.
will have to move school. So all you needed to do was offer them more money.
And they've got the opportunity now to develop their own engine again in-house. Red Bull are developing their own engine with Honda backing for 2025, is it, the new engine units?
Toto's argument is, well, it's sad to see them go, but this is about a team of 2,000 people. It's not about a team of 6 people, and that they have people below them that they've been training up that are just as talented, and so they don't expect to see any of a down in performance because of this.
I do worry though. Yeah.
You know, but it does worry them in off record that that you know they go there and they take all the ideas of what made the Mercedes engine so brilliant. It's like you cannot forget what you've already been doing for the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's going to be embedded in
you
your
know,
mind.
you might even have drawings at home of various different things.
Power unit from 2017.
I remember 15 years ago, Ferrari.
Yes,
And the incident with McLaren.
Yeah, Spygate.
Spygate, yeah.
Oh,
and
that
so
was a
there are
time.
rules and regulations that prevent them using other stuff. But as was pointed out at the time by the Red Bull engineers, that you can't stop them having the knowledge in their heads.
No, absolutely not. You can take it over quite easily. That gravel looks a bit familiar.
Yeah, I think there's some in your bedroom, Josh.
I'll bring it down for practice too later on. Beth says, okay, pilot convertible to get tanned on both sides of the arm. Well, it's just come over. What is it over there? Is it autumn now in Australia, or is it still summer?
Yeah, but their autumn's a bit like our summer, I think.
Yeah, it's still quite hot over there, isn't it? Yeah. Synthil says, ouch, Mazepin 2 seconds behind his teammate Schumacher. That's still the case?
Whenever we
yes,
look at the pictures from family in Australia and on the Facebook, it always looks hot.
It's always hot in Australia.
Yeah,
I've never actually seen it snow.
I've lost my dad, or otherwise I'd ask him.
Yeah, that's a good point. We were on about that a year ago, actually, in the commentary box.
Wasn't we really?
Yeah, in Spain. A year ago when we said it'd be nice to have all 3 generations in the commentary box.
Yeah.
Granddad, you, and me in the box. That would have been nice.
Yep.
Latifi crossed the line, goes P9. That Williams looking incredibly strong. George Russell back. He was, what was it, 0.045 off of being in Q3 last week?
Yeah.
Looking good.
Synthil says, have you mentioned it about that? I knew this, that it's Max's 100th race for Red Bull.
Yeah.
And he's still only young. You know, this guy could beat the record number of, you know,
Anything.
because
That's the point,
Lewis will stop. Is Lewis got that record at the moment?
Lewis has the who's got the record? Raikkonen's got the record for most
Raikkonen's got the
starts.
record,
hang
hasn't
on.
he?
I've got it here in my notes. I'm not.
And those 2 guys will stop in the next few years.
Do you remember how I did that last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kimi Raikkonen, 332 Grand Prix starts in his career. The record was Barrichello, 323. Don't know why I did that, because I've got this brilliant book by Bruce Jones.
Well, it's saved. I have to pay for all this printing.
Well, I've got it here somewhere.
Yes, I'm moaning about money because Joshua doesn't seem to know about money.
Yeah, look, see? Grand Prix starts, Kimi Raikkonen 332, Rubens Barrichello 325. Hamilton is on 269 Grand Prix starts.
Yeah, well, he's more than that now.
Yeah, he's here. Like, my notes here, 269. For some reason, though, Raikkonen's still on 332, the same as the book says 332.
Obviously, the person that compiled that doesn't know about this year's races.
Or they have taken off the 3 races that Raikkonen was due to start but never did, like the 2005 United States
I get
Grand
you, yeah,
Prix,
because Raikkonen was on about that.
Yeah.
Kimi was moaning about the fact that why do they do that?
Yeah, because he didn't actually
because
take the 5
if you
lights.
take the warm up but don't take the lights, it doesn't count.
Yeah, because he pulled off then, and then in 2017 he had an error at the start in Sepang at Malaysia, and never started. Then there was another third.
Who said we'd never seen snow?
2 seconds. You've never seen? No, I've never seen snow in Australia. I've never seen a photograph of it snowing in Australia. We've had snow. Believe me, we've had snow.
How old was Raikkonen when he made his debut?
Oh my God, you're making me go through this book, aren't you?
Well, making him lose this book.
It was 2001 in Australia.
And I'll tell you, right, Kimi and Massa, when they first started, they weren't as bad as Mazepin. They were possibly like Mick Schumacher, You've got to learn. These cars are so different. The braking at speed in
22.
these cars,
21, 22.
yeah, the braking at speed in these cars means that you go from Formula 2 or Formula 3 into these cars. I mean,
Yeah.
because Valtteri went from Formula 3 to and Charles went from Formula 3.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're in this much more powerful car. Get in a Ferrari and go to the shops and brake quickly to go into a clear parking space. Right? See if you go over. Right? I guarantee you will.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to do it so that there's a empty parking space in front and the side so you don't hurt that very expensive Ferrari. But in a Ferrari, until you get used to it, you will. I suppose it's true with all cars.
Yeah.
And then go do it in a BMW Mini.
Yeah.
And easy
Yeah.
in. Right? It's the same with the Formula One. Right? And the turning is similar, but it's still because of the braking. The line you have to take is different again, right? Plus, then you've got the situation with the steering wheel and the 108 different modes that Ferrari have.
Yeah.
Right? For 108 different things the buttons can do.
On the steering wheel as well, yeah.
They're the worst, aren't they?
Yes, Ferraris are the worst.
That's why when they've had
Yeah.
to
Formula
replace a
One.
driver in the last 5 or
Yeah.
6 years, the replacement hasn't done as well. And that's why you've got to use the simulator more.
Beth saying, good point, Ian. Remember Sato, who's a crash maniac, crash machine at the start of his F1 career. He was, yeah.
He still is at times in IndyCar. Sato had a good weekend last weekend.
He was leading the race for a while.
He was leading the race for a while. His finish wasn't brilliant, but Sato's still doing well. And he's he's in the mid-40s now.
Yes, 42. You can watch, by the way.
Early 40s.
Yeah, early 40s. You can watch the.
Jimmy Johnson's the oldest.
40, oh, God, I don't know.
46.
46, 47, something like that. You can watch the IndyCar highlights from the Texas Motor Speedway next week on Wednesday and Thursday before the next race at Indianapolis. It's the GMR Grand Prix on the road course, not the live one.
I did transfer everything for him to do his little show about IndyCar, but we had a little technical problem with it.
Yeah, and that's why it's delayed a little bit.
I had to do all 5.5 hours transfer again.
Yes, it was very bad. We've had a very bad time.
And of course, it was my fault.
It wasn't. Well, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You will look back at it. Anyway, going back through, let's go back with the chat. Beth saying 22 degrees in Sydney today, wearing 2 jumpers and was forced to bring the barbecue inside to keep warm. 22 degrees to us is hot. So
hot.
Is that different?
22 degrees is fine.
We've got a yellow on the track, and unfortunately, I can't tell you where just yet. Hopefully, I can now.
Beth also wants to know about Timo.
Glock. Oh, we'll get on to Glock in a second because we've got a yellow somewhere on the track. I can't tell you where, unfortunately.
I look forward.
Oh, it's Ocon. It's
Ocon.
Ocon stopping at turn 10. He's going very, very slow. He's crawling round. And can he get back to the pit lane? It's uphill
I think he's
now.
in limp home mode.
Yeah, and Vettel's coming through at full throttle. Hopefully the yellows are right. Why aren't those marshals deploying yellows?
It's all right. This morning, one of them deployed the red flag.
And it wasn't red flag,
And it wasn't red flag. And because he deployed the red flag instead of the yellow, it's gone red now. We've got a red flag now.
But we don't know why because our graphics
This was really strange because these guys are all they do it for free.
Yeah.
And they're all usually really brilliant at it. And this morning we had a lady produce a red flag.
It's Giovinazzi. No, he can't be.
That's right.
Kubica. It's Kubica.
Oh, yeah, Kubica's out in it,
Kubica.
isn't he? I was going to say.
Yeah, well, it's one of the three. He spun off down at turn 10.
Is he? Whose car's he in? Giovinazzi's?
Raikkonen's, I think. Where is Raikkonen?
I think he's in Raikkonen's car.
Can't see Giovinazzi. Yeah, he's Giovinazzi's P8, so he's in Raikkonen's car.
Another example of a guy who's had tremendously bad luck in life and has come through and still races and still performs.
That was just an easy oversteer moment.
Robert has a situation where he has to feed the car
With one hand.
With
yeah.
one hand.
Push it round with the other.
Yeah, and push it round with the other.
Oh, he could have got it out, but the new gravel rail is so deep for the MotoGP bikes, the car's beached itself. So he could have got it out of there.
Yeah, well, we've the gravel's been deepened in MotoGP because
Yeah.
of the fact that quite a few riders are actually coming off the bike and ended up running
Running off the back, yeah.
across the gravel, which
was
is
bad.
much more dangerous.
It was
you know.
bad and really, really bad, actually.
It's better to. I know it sounds strange, but it's better to roll because you've got your airbag that inflates. On the back of your suit is an air tank that inflates the suit as soon as you pull away from the bike, and that obviously prevents some really serious injuries. They're always dramatic though. We had a situation where the other day where the bike went over the air fence.
Yeah, back in the race last weekend.
Yeah,
That was
I've
bad.
never ever seen a bike
Jump over, yeah.
jump over the air fence, but it hit it so hard, and then just bounced up and just went over the air fence, and it's because the air fence did its job, but it deflated quickly. So it didn't do its job in that way.
That's giving me flashbacks.
I'm contradicting myself
Yeah,
here.
that's giving me flashbacks. We're looking at the paddock section of
Yeah,
Barcelona's
Joss is
track.
banned from there.
There. No, not really. But honestly, there is a lovely restaurant just there. That white building on the top of the roof. That is a lovely restaurant that serves the best paella in Spain, for me, because that was fantastic, and a lovely fry-up meal as well. Oh, it was lovely. But
They had a
yeah.
villa.
Yes, when we went dark in pre-season testing in 2019.
The four of them had a villa. Three? Was there only three of you? I thought there was
yeah.
four
Yeah,
of
it was
you.
me, Dane, and Connor. Soph couldn't come.
Oh, Sophie couldn't come.
Yeah, she was stuck in. Where was she stuck? Work, I think. No, she couldn't come.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was only three of us, but that was such a fun weekend. Fun week, actually. It was 8 days, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was 8 days.
Yeah, it was so quiet here.
Well, it was pre-season testing. Test 1 was shown live on television. Test 2 wasn't. So I thought, why not just go out there and do it yourself?
Yeah, I know, and you did.
Yeah, had the opportunity, went out there, did it, got some great things.
You
did a
got some good
podcast.
interviews as well, actually.
Oh, I loved it, yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of footage we got, and there is actually coming up in free practice 2 as well, a lap of the track, which with footage that we recorded 2 years ago. That's coming up in free practice 2. We would have played it during the red flag, but it's not actually on the computer. So yeah, but honestly, it's such a wonderful track, and it really is high elevation.
RACC.
Yeah,
The recovery truck.
yeah. Don't forget as well, this is the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Catalan is
So what they called AAA?
yeah, presumably, yeah.
I thought that was something to do with drinking too much.
Want to know the best part the best part of the track here in Spain to watch a car from?
So it's down in Australia as well.
Could be 22 degrees and rain, lots of rain. Dan, if you are in Australia, let us know. Senthil says no Kubica. Best saying good early signs for Norris. I don't know if you're doing reverse psychology there again, but where is Norris?
Where is Lando?
P3.
No, Lando's
I think that's
3-3.
sincere. Yeah, 118.944 on the board. Yeah, Frederick Vasseur watching on. He's
I'm
the
having
Alpha
trouble
Native
with my
Vasseur.
eyes again.
Why don't you try my glasses? See if they do any better.
Oh no, Josh.
Why? We might be on the same prescription. Any better?
No, Josh.
No, you should bring your You should bring your reading glasses in, or your actual glasses that you've got that you haven't worn in years.
I've had the same glasses for 21 years.
Yes, I've
And
had the same glasses
really,
since 2016.
Really, the effects of my medication.
Probably
right.
made them pointless. Haven't
Do you know my medication is so much that your mum gives me it in 2 different bits in the morning and the night?
Is that how much you're having to take?
I reckon it's between 15 and 20 things a day now.
I suppose the earphones don't help that much either because it.
What?
Yeah, well, you can hear me just as fine as I can hear. But as you said,
I refused to do Zippy when you and Megan
yeah,
were
I
doing
said
the
don't
quiz
do
last night.
Zippy.
You should have seen them. I don't know what there was. They were tickled with something that had been on the TV after the quiz last night.
Oh, we can't say it's too rude to say.
Yeah, because they rude.
It's
and
replacing one word
They
in
were
Harry Potter.
really annoying about replacing the ones with something else
Yeah.
that men just have.
Oh, very
And
nice.
they were really annoying because when these two start
so
laughing, their laughter is continuous and loud and everybody just wanted to kill both of them.
Yeah, it was very funny. As well, and there was a wonderful video on YouTube as well. Where
What,
he
Harry
says
Potter with guns?
that was another one. Yeah. Oh, how about the fact is that Harry Potter is literally just Star Wars without lightsabers?
Oh yeah, you two. Oh, you were trying to Megan is a complete Star Wars fan, and
And a Harry Potter
and
fan,
a Harry
yeah.
Potter fan, and
She was wondering why she liked
he
the
was
two.
trying to convince her that if you look at the synopsis of the characters and what the characters have been through, like
Yeah. Orphan child who
orphan
lives without an
child,
uncle.
with an
Yeah.
uncle, and that they're the same.
Wise old wizards teaching him, who
Yeah.
takes him away from his aunt and uncle, who will then die, or not in case of you give him to another elderly wizard who'll teach him loads of magic spells. Yoda, Dumbledore. It's basically just literally the same plot.
I probably need this sleep.
I cannot believe how much of the same plot it was. 35 seconds to go then until the green light goes
This is
on.
what I have to put up with.
Well, Megan will be in the
Right.
box for FP3.
This
so.
what's that?
S-
New South Wales.
Oh, wow.
Dan is in New South Wales, in Shell Harbour, New South Wales. That sounds nice, doesn't it?
It does, actually. That sounds very
I mean,
romantic.
Beth's in a nice place. She's in Sydney, isn't she? And that by the waterfront, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Whereas
And-
we are in a brick garage in the UK watching on 7 monitors.
Yeah,
We're
but
locked away.
we've got a church in the back garden.
That's a good point. We've got a nice church.
A nice church that dates back to the 10 something.
Yes.
Some of it's more modern than others.
Can't remember what it was, actually.
But
how
the
much,
actual
yeah.
right-hand side of it goes back to the 10th or 12th century, and
We've got the green light.
we've got when I sit in my chair and look out the window, I look out on a country park.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice little area. Yeah.
Which our friends across the road have developed a nice little green area, and she puts a lot of work into that.
It's a nice little
Jenny?
area, yeah. It's nice. It's nice. Although the back garden, which has been very heavily redone in the past couple of months, is almost ready to be broadcastable from.
Yeah,
I would love nothing more than to honestly, Silverstone's looking more and more unlikely as well to actually get us there.
and it's
so it's a
it's
shame we can't
it's
do that.
Nissan SUV country around here.
Yeah, literally, there's a Nissan over there, Nissan over there, Nissan over there.
They're all over the place.
And the Dukes as well, the Nissan Dukes, not the best cars in the world. They're very reliable, very good to get you from A to B, but the boot space is terrible.
Yeah, well,
remember what I was
that's
gonna- yeah.
that's why even a medium-sized American car like we've got is got a lovely boot.
Oh, nice big boot as well. Going back to what you said earlier on about parking minis and Ferraris in car park spaces, the best car in the world with the best turning circle is... I'm giving you this question because you should know it.
Ford.
No, London Black Cab.
Oh,
Best.
yeah, the old London
Yeah.
Black Cab from
Best
Radio
turning
Oxford.
circle, yeah. Best turning circle in the world.
Oh,
And
definitely, and a Ford Mondeo.
and a Ford Mondeo is good.
The old styles, Mark 1 and 2 Ford Mondeos, especially the 2, the turning circle on them is an instant.
Yeah.
You could be going past someone's road and say, "Oh, we wanted to be down there," and you could actually turn in.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing turning circle. The Renault Laguna had that as well. That's pretty good.
The Espas was also surprisingly...
Oh, it's like a boat.
Yeah.
The Espas, driving your mum's Espas's, right?
She had
was
2, automatic and manual. The manual was the worst.
Yeah, but the it was like you sat in this luxurious machine with seats that wouldn't be out of place in a hotel
Yeah,
room.
honestly, it was massive.
Massive thing.
And do you know what was
and
weird?
the gap between the driver
Yeah.
and the steering wheel and the driver were literally so far away from the
Yeah.
front. Large dashboard. You could literally put a tray on that dashboard.
There was trays, do you remember? In
Yeah.
the back. There's trays in the back, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Trays in the back
Yeah.
on the seats in the back.
Blind covers as well. I miss that
Blind
car,
covers, yeah.
Thinking about it, I miss those cars a lot more. But
Yeah,
honestly,
character.
those vans as well.
David
huge,
used to go to
yeah.
university across the Pennines in Crewe, and you go in the van, because it's easier.
Oh
And-
my God! Don't remind me of that. I'm having flashbacks.
Well, yeah, you
Wet
get to
weather.
the edge.
Yeah.
When the water comes off the side
Oh
of the
my
hills and go, it's like rivers running across, and there's a 200-foot drop to the right hand
Yeah,
side.
and where did I always sit in the car?
Yeah, well,
I sat in the car in the passenger seat with the best view down.
near the ice cream
No,
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't that's flashbacks. It
But
was horrible.
What I'm trying to say is that Espas of your mother's was like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Because I remember going from Crewe and we were just going around the little bends around the Macclesfield area towards the Cat and the Fiddle, and just before you get there, there's this great big incline, and there's these one was a white convertible BMW, and the other one was a Saab, right? And they were trying to get past me on those bends all the time, but they didn't think their new cars would be able to do it as fast and things like that. And they were getting really annoyed, and they were beeping. And we got to the incline. They struggled. Your mum's Espas went
Full of stuff as well.
full of stuff straight up, because it was a wolf in sheep's clothing,
Yeah.
because it was an automatic, but it was a 3-litre automatic
V6.
V6,
And up it went.
right?
Yeah.
And its engine strength was fantastic.
Verstappen asked if his battery's okay, and he says and the engineer's saying it's okay. Tires a little bit hot, just keeping it going. But
Beth thinks you're watching repeats of Top Gear.
well, actually, do you remember as well? I'm
Do
sure
you have our
yeah.
Top Gear, or do you have your own people?
There is a Top Gear Australia's, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Charlie Cox used to do it. He used to commentate on MotoGP
Yeah.
and British Touring Car driver, of course.
Oh yeah, London cabs were built for if someone goes taxi,
yeah.
you just.
And away you go.
We
yeah.
used to do it on some of the roads,
Um,
really quick.
There was another one I can't remember. Yeah, there is a Top Gear episode in the UK version where they did actually cut up at a Espas.
I'll tell you who was brilliant at it. Mark's wife's sister,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, Verstappen wide as
She
10.
she could turn her Omega
Yeah.
a lot quicker than any of the rest of us.
You had 3 of those in the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
three Omegas.
Obi-Wan
We just-
Kenobi,
yeah. And
Ahsoka,
we had the one with the
Yeah.
the real plush top of the
Yeah.
range CD one, and
Yeah.
you press the button and the sun shields came
up
up
it
at the
went,
back.
Verstappen goes into second at 118.537. We never named that car, I don't think, did we?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I can only remember Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ahsoka.
I think every car we've ever owned has been named by you, lot.
Yeah. Well, what's this one currently at the moment? Missy.
Missy.
I don't know why. Actually, I do know why.
'Cause
But
it's your
yeah.
mother's.
Yeah, it's called Missy.
Missy, and she's the master.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's called Missy. It's an American car, so it's called Missy.
Yeah.
At the moment, then, P2 with some hotter tyres is okay. Yep, that's good for Verstappen. Decent. 0.33 off the pace as well.
Yeah, P1, as we've said before, is it's a bit changed now.
Oh, my word. But Bottas coming up on one of the Ferraris, locking up, having to go way off the track, coming through the 14-15 chicane.
That wasn't Mazepin.
No, that was a Ferrari.
That was a Ferrari of Vettel. No, I'm sorry, not Vettel. Leclerc, wasn't it?
It was Leclerc, yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, 55.
That's
Leclerc.
Sainz.
I
That's
saw the
Sainz now,
5
yeah.
and I thought Vettel, but
Yeah.
no, he's moved.
That's Sainz now on board as well. We're watching now. But yeah, interesting enough as well.
And
Two
you're talking about Mazepan not being liked. There
Yeah.
is another gentleman, Carlos Sainz. He's not exactly liked in the paddock.
Which is
right?
annoying. Yeah.
It is annoying because he's such a fun guy, right? But they all think he's a bit.
I had a conversation with him back in pre-season testing a couple
Yeah,
of years
he's a
ago.
nice lad.
He's nice. He stops.
He's just a perfectionist, and Michael was the same.
Yeah.
Michael seemed to be able to get things over better than Carlos does, and I think that's the thing. It's about how you might have the same ideas, but it's the way you put them across.
We're just coming over down towards turn 8 and 9 now, the
Do you get
chicane
that, Josh?
section.
It's
Yes,
the
I
way
do.
you
Yes.
put it across,
Yes,
Josh.
Yes. Coming through the 8 and 9, there's a lovely bridge that crosses over that you can get from turn 1, 2, 3 over to the second half of the track on the infield. And if you stand on that bridge when a car goes through, it's literally vroom, and it all vibrates and everything. And
When
you
they
can
were
feel it.
building, anybody in France, right? I used to drive a lot in France, and We had it was before he was born, I think.
I never
Yeah,
went to
yeah,
France.
no.
No, we were planning on it,
And,
but then,
but,
we were planning on going
he
to
was
France
nearly
again,
never
yeah.
here because of the fact that we nearly all got killed.
Oh, here we go. Well, there's another factor as well with
They
that.
built a new motorway from Paris to where
Le Mans?
no to
Don't look at me, I
Euro
never went.
Disney.
Oh, right. Okay.
To the new Euro Disney, and we was going to use a bit of that and go over the bridge
Yeah.
so that we could go up to Tours.
Yeah.
And
You never went through Paris because you were too
no,
busy.
I
Yeah.
always avoid Paris.
Yeah,
It's crazy,
yeah.
right? Arc de Triomphe is like
Especially with the
the
caravan.
start
Yeah.
of an IndyCar race where one of them.
There's always going to be a big... Well, last week. Yeah.
meow.
Last week.
No, anyway, right.
Oh,
we're going.
Sorry,
I think we told this story a few
weeks.
weeks ago. Basically, we had a brand new map which had the new motorway on, so we took the motorway, but it and they don't have barriers to stop you
No,
in France to going onto these new things. They just expect you to know. And us and the two cars behind us, one of them Brits and one of them Belgian, were happily going along and thinking, oh, there's nobody coming back the other way. What's going on here? Nobody else on this motorway. Just us three. Right? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, I stopped as we started to go up this bridge. Right? This bridge
And you see why?
over the river. Right?
Yes.
The obvious reason.
The bridge?
There was no middle in it. So all three cars would have gone off the end of
you hadn't stopped.
If we hadn't stopped. Right? And then, of course, you just realised that the motorway wasn't finished yet, so there's nobody else on it. So you turned around and just went back on the wrong side of the road, which is the right side of the road for us.
And I had to tell everyone to stop going the other way, yeah.
Well, it's only they saw the bridge as well, but
Yeah.
we could have, long before you were born, we could have all gone.
Oh, well.
That actually happened to one of our pop groups, didn't it?
I don't know. It was
wasn't in Switzerland. They went.
Yes, yeah.
They went off the road
I can't remember.
just before
yeah,
a bit,
yeah.
and they were all killed in the bottom
Yeah.
of a ravine.
I
Three
don't-
of them.
It was a good ending, though, to the Young Ones' second season.
Anybody remembers The Young Ones? It's classic British comedy about students who live in a flat and they're crazy and things like that. But there was only 2 series, but they got killed at the end of both series.
Every episode nearly, wasn't it? Do not open window when train is in movement. Good advice.
Also, they
Yes.
had they also in their flat always had a pop
yeah.
group like Squeeze
Yeah, yeah.
playing halfway through.
Cowboy cut out of Cliff Richard.
Yes, got myself.
And,
Yeah, they sang
Yeah,
Living
yeah.
Doll with
Yeah.
Cliff Richard and got to number 1.
and that's how they died as well, because they went off the cliff. And it
Yeah,
wasn't...
Summer Holiday
Yeah.
in a London bus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that was the second end of the second or the first
but
series.
what I was always
Second series.
Yeah, they went off a cliff, but it wasn't that killed it. It was the fact there was a massive Cliff Richard billboard that they had to drive through to go over the cliff. Yeah, that was hilarious. So that's it. Session over at the moment. They've gone through the times. Bottas top 1:18.504 from Verstappen and Hamilton completing the top 3. Bottas starting like he did a week ago in Portugal, very quick. And we've got Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Vettel, Perez, and Stroll, the top 10.
All these things are available by BBC Shop, by the way.
Yeah, they are, yeah. All the way throughout the world as well. And BritBox US and BritBox Oz. I think
Have
is
you
the-
got an Australian version of BritBox?
I think it is, yeah.
I think we
yeah.
use BritBox more than anything.
Yeah, and it's cheaper than Netflix at the moment as well. We've got them all. 11th, Tsunoda. Ocon is 12th.
I don't like Apple TV.
No, I've got that, but it's a bit confusing. 12th for Esteban Ocon, Giovinazzi 13th, Ricciardo 14th, Alonso 15th, Latifi 16th, Zani is 17th. He didn't get much running.
Beth has
any
an
gearbox
anchor in
problem
for
there?
lentils. Why?
Lentils? Isn't that soup? Is it that
Ma-
cold out there?
Josh's mum, Mandy, Amanda, always puts lentils in her homemade chicken soup, and it thickens it up, and it's lovely.
Fantastic stuff, yeah. Absolutely fantastic soup. Let's make a reborn soup now, but it's dinner time here, which means qualifying for Formula 3 is about to happen, and we'll be back later for free practice 2. And as I get that time up, I'm going to
It must be coming up
yeah.
to midnight in Australia, though.
Must be, yeah. I'm going to ask you, Dad,
Or just past.
what's your moment of the session then? It's been a quiet one.
I don't think there really was one.
No, there wasn't, was there? It's been a quiet one.
He's staring in front of us. Valtteri
Yeah.
coming across Leclerc late on.
That was pretty much
Yeah,
the
everything
action
else
zone, yeah.
they were just running their tests and various different things. Lando and Lewis have done well. Max has got up there as well with Valtteri. We had a little thing where we thought Fernando was going to, in his home race, get in the top 5, but no, he's dropped down to 15th.
Q2, FP2 will be interesting.
And Danny Rick is being affected by Beth. He's in 14th place, but you never know what the difference between him and Lando. It could be the different things the team's trying.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Q1 is not Q1.
FP1, yeah.
FP1 is not about the times really. It's about how the car performs, and that is then analysed, and then they P2 is more about the long distance work, and P3 is preparing for qualifying.
FP2 is now in the new format with an hour. Going to be very exciting. We're underway at 1:50 British Summer Time for all of that action. Thanks to your company. Thanks to me and Birch off FP1. We'll be back at 1:50. And what are you going to say for off?
Yes, Beth, you were right. You have seen Young Ones.
That's what Neil always cooked, lentils. Yeah.
Always cooked lentils.
That's it. Oh, how did we not get that?
He did all that with a hole in his shoe.
That was it, yeah. So, yeah.
Don't have a go at me.
See? Already got it back. Right.
I died.
We'll be back. 1:50.
We'll be back.
Yeah, oh God, this is Young Ones now. Right, we'll be back 1:50 unless I've killed him. See you later.
He may have killed me.
He'll be back. They always were. Bye for now.
Bye.